Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this S that is, they want it in like this, but they want it in I made it really big so you could see it. They want it like in a green. And luckily, whoever did this, I think it's just Arial. So I'm going to type a capital S. An Arial S is pretty close. If it's not that, it's pretty close. The best way to do this, I would think, is go ahead and convert it to a curve and then left click, right click. And all they did was put in lines. I wish I would have really made it bolder. It might actually work better, but that's fine. Take the 3-point curve line and go from like an upper node down to a little bit down there. Make sure you're on the letter and then hold down the control button and it makes a perfect arch. Now do the same thing here and go from there to there and make, well, let me look back at the pic. No, you got to go from the top. So go from the top, I'm guessing down, holding down the control button. So you got to get a perfect arch. And that's one thing about Arial. These aren't, you couldn't just mirror that over there because you could and you'd have to make it fit because the distance is different. Then they actually started saying they wanted it in the green. I'm going to pick a bright green and I'm going to fill. Now, if you pick the center fill and then go over to your interactive fill tool and just swipe from one end to the other and then put a black here. Whoop, I went off target. Put a black in that box. Put a black in this box. I just noticed the other day, I do not have that green. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's double click it. Make a box. And let's see if the color eyedropper tool will work. Nope. I just noticed the other day, I do not have that green on my color palette. I need to really look into that. I do not understand why I have it under my fill. Well, I'll tell you what, there's the document. I've got it under the document palette. So open back up the interactive fill tool and select that. You know what? Change that to RGB. See, I don't have that green. It must be a different green. But I do have this green here on my document palette, so I can turn it green. Your document palette is color that's already on your document. So then you could, kind of expand these out. And if they actually do have a little bit of shininess, but you could go a little further and you could actually make another box and put that green in too and kind of get away from, I'm just double clicking on the line and I'm filling in. That way it kind of looks like a twisted S. And the only thing different, they've got rounded end caps. And there's two ways you could do that. By hand, it's already curved. Select both these and right click and turn it into a curve. And then just select these nodes and one at a time, bring them out and make a curve. You could actually done this at first with an ellipse tool. That doesn't look too bad. And then just kind of mimic it over here. We've already turned it into a curve, so you're going to get nodes that are, no, we didn't. Right click, curve. That way it turns both these into curves and just kind of bring them out to where you think, one telltale sign is you don't want a sharp point right there. Now, I'm hoping they don't have to do other letters, but for some reason they wanted it, and the S to look like that, but they wanted it in green, and if whatever green you wanted, if you wanted a darker green, it would still work. That's actually kind of neat in itself. but you could, now that I have that document, that green on my document palette, I could actually change interactive fill tool, go back to this, and I could put that green there. Well, I could actually take away those other greens, but let's just make it the kind of same green. See what it looks like darkened in. That doesn't look that bad. So well, really that looks really good. And you know, you could make these a little darker by bringing these handles in. That looks pretty good. This is a little thicker. They might have used a thicker font, or maybe it's not Arial. But that is a pretty cool S. I hope that helped her a little bit. Thank you for watching.